there, beloved Ascension pioneers. I'm back with another update. It will be a shorter update, and I'll try to answer some of the questions that I have received in my email inbox from all of you. The thing is, I don't know, today felt really intense. I bet there's no coincidence, because usually when we're flowing through these intense energy waves, in our family especially, we have these symptoms that, now I opened today another subject, another topic on my forum, and it was about these light activations that so many of us are going through. And I would also like to receive your input, because so many of us, are still trying to figure out some of the things, more detailed, what we're really going through together as a collective, also individualized way, but together. So I would like your contribution as well to share what's happening in your body. But basically what I feel through my guidance is we're shifting, and what I felt today was every cell needs to go along the way. No cell gets left behind, So as our awareness is shifting, so is our physical template. And sometimes we're receiving these higher downloads. I don't know, just today we've seen another solar eruption. I think, even though, they're not directly earth-based, I have directly, I have already explained this, that it's basically all the same, because it's still influencing our energetic body. So tonight, as well as I have also experienced this on the 31st of December. I have already experienced this. It was the same day, 31st of January. I have experienced in my dream, in my sleep paralysis state, another light activation. And I think that so many of us are going through this right now. And this is just something I wanted to share before I start speaking about some of the things. First thing I would really like to talk about is about some question that I received yesterday. It was actually posted on the forum. This person asked me about how is it when you're actually a parent, The person said that when they watch my videos or read about my, experiences and go through my posts, they feel very inspired, but then they come back again, to their daily life routine, where they again feel discouraged and they feel again like trapped in their life circumstances, that alone time, like I also speak about it, is very important, but they just can't seem to get at it. So I want to talk about something that I think many souls are experiencing still within this thinking that we have, that our only spiritual experiences come through, in meditation, where we're alone and where we're silent. Basically, a lot of the new template is actually based on our experiences through relationships. That is why there's a new relationship paradigm that is, awakening on the whole planet. Because we grow much faster. Meditation is just one side of the equation. In meditative states, we're usually just open to receive divine guidance. But that doesn't mean that when we're just, if I'm hiking out there in nature, I don't receive it as well. When we really shift our awareness to the deepest of depths of our being, we're actually always in meditative state. Even though it might seem on the surface that you're doing very trivial, or you might say physical things. But we're always ascending continuously. So if someone would ask me a question, and they would say to me, well, you have all this time alone, and it's easy for you, maybe for me it's not, because I have children, or I have, a job. And basically we're all having jobs, just, different levels of awareness and sharing how we share. But the thing is, we see these things too much still through the eyes, of polarization. We say, we grow only when we're alone, so we need alone time. If we don't have it, we feel victims to our circumstances, which is really not true. Because the thing is, we keep forgetting that in relationships, and all relationships in our lives are based around soul contracts, we experience immense spiritual growth. So if we feel that we're kind of trapped, in our life, that there's not enough time just for us, first fact to consider is why there isn't enough time just for you. What inside of you still creates this belief that you constantly need to, struggle to have enough time for yourself. I know this because oftentimes I felt the same way, because I've been doing so much, and all the times I've been saying to myself, wait, stop, you're not a human doing, you're a human being. And we all need to, sometimes just stop and say this to ourselves, and then see where this is reflected in our life. We can easily recognize it, but if we don't know how to shift energy directly in the physical experience, nothing good, nothing new will come out of it, right? So we're learning basically how to really direct this energy that was really awakening inside of us in our daily experiences. So there's no coincidences why yesterday in our family we were discussing the issues of parenting and having children, especially firstborns. my mother is babysitting this child, and we've been talking about whether the reactions from his mother and so on, and this was our subject yesterday, and then I got this question. So there's always this beautiful synchronization of our inner feelings. The thing is that a lot of the parents, especially parents who are new, who are first, they have their first children, their firstborn, they oftentimes find themselves deprived of the time just for them. When you will master these skills and you will know how to be in harmony with your child and seeing them as equal, and that when you are with your child, you also are with yourself, because they're just a mirror to you. All relationships in our lives are basically just our mirrors. So there's no separation there. And the more that you will experience this, the more you will master it. So that's why probably parents who have, older children or have many children, it will be more easier for them because they have already learned through those experiences, or not. I'm not making any generalization here. But the thing is, we still do that. We say spiritual time is alone time, or spiritual time is meditation time, but this is still separation belief inside of us. So here first, to get forward, to move somewhere forward, we have to ask ourselves, what belief inside us is creating this? Why do we believe we're kind of like, trapped in our daily circumstances? Why do we believe such things? For instance, I experience the same things, but in a different manner. I would be saying to myself, why do I work so much? I don't have to do it, but why do I do it? So then I would have to really see the belief inside me that was causing this, that was causing a certain energy manifestation. So this is one of the questions that I received, and I think it's really important for us to see that there is no separation. Also, you need to understand that when you have children, you have a soul agreement, with that soul, and they have it with you. So there's an exchange that is needed at that moment. For instance, your human self will be feeling, I need alone time. But what your soul wants is experience that is pushing you towards greater soul growth. So you have to learn to trust your soul, that whatever you are at in your situations, in your daily lives, whatever you choose to experience is there for a reason. But how you handle this, in your daily life is about how you embody this love, that knows no separation, that knows no opposite, that simply, embraces everything as it is. Second factor I would like to consider that is happening lately a lot is considering that we don't just know everything already. One of such examples was we went to take a trip yesterday and we were learning some, cross-country skiing maneuvers, and there was a lot of new things and a lot of adrenaline, which sometimes made me a lot, feel that inner fear still inside me, or some old beliefs to resurface. For instance, if I fall, and then someone sees me and I feel that shame, awkward, I don't want to fall if someone sees me, and things like that. It's just very trivial examples, but it doesn't matter, because the thing is, a lot of that is coming to the surface, and a lot of us are feeling, but I already know everything, because what I like to do, that's what I'm good at. But the thing is, sometimes we don't always know what is really good for us. We don't know if we like something unless we try it, and this always brings us to the realization that we all, at certain things, we need to learn to, we need to know that we always, at some things, we start at the beginning. And this beginning might seem like fresh and terrifying, and you don't know where to start, but this is what is pushing us forward. This is what's calling for expansion. And the main lesson here is not saying, I'll give this example. My lesson is not to become a cross-country skier or a professional, but it's in the details. So it's in this situation how I'm learning about further expansion. This might mean when I integrate it, I don't want to maybe ski again in that way or something like that. The thing is, when this lesson is integrated, not really learned, because it's just about the integration, what is already pushing, to get on the outside. So when I have that integrated, maybe I won't feel a certain, passion towards something anymore. And that's normal, but what will be on my path, I will keep feeling the passion, I will keep feeling the fire. If not, it was probably just to show me something in my life that needed to be further strengthened, in my new body grid. So that is it. There were also a few other questions that I received. I don't remember all of them, and I like to keep my videos in flow, so to just speak about what naturally comes through divine guidance. One of them was these inner realizations. Sometimes people write to me and they basically write to themselves, and while they're writing, they're already getting realizations. So that's practically the best way. So the thing is, there was this question, when we're becoming more and more empowered, all the beings of light seems like, equals to us, and we no longer pray to God, outside of us externally. So the answer was, well, now in this feeling and this awareness, we still pray to God. And, I always say to everyone, such revelations need to come to you internally, because when we grow, the more sacred we feel these things, they come from within. You know, I might have a certain knowing, but if it's not your own knowing as well, it doesn't come through you in divine timing, it won't really serve you. So yeah, naturally we are understanding now that we are this God force, that we are this particle, we are this part of the equation, and that we are divine. So also in our personal lives, if we really wish to bring something about, we don't need to pray over it in a way that it's, you know, we feel the energy of lack, like, oh please, you know, I want to make this happen, and you like feel you have to strive for it, you know, there has to be a lot of effort for it. So many people have this tendency to just not be able to trust, and therefore we pray when we don't trust that it's already happening. But when we move even further, you know, because every step is a, you know, is a new jump, leap forward. So what we do is we see that everything happens naturally. For instance, I've received this email about someone asking me about nature retreat, mountain temple that I once, you know, mentioned. But the thing is, you know, I don't know what's on my next step, because how we materialize things here is we only know what to do for the next step, because this is called the now. You know, I might have this vision for, I don't know, what I would reference in earthly years, like 30 years ahead. But here I will always be through divine guidance guided what to do next, like what to do today, you know, in the realization of the further dream. And I only know particle of that dream, which is all one. But the thing is, a lot of people still focus on, you know, they want to have that thing right now, and they don't know that manifestation comes through steps, because you can't, you know, jump through those steps on the spiral of spirit. And that is what is really coming to awareness right now to so many of us. So first thing I would recommend, but try to discern and realize where these feelings that still feed separation timeline, you know, where they come about. Maybe at the most trivial things, maybe like physical things like learning to ski or learning new skills. Maybe they will be, you know, triggered in your relationships. And like I said, there's a new way of learning right now, which is basically through relationships that are on a soul basis, not what you get, you know, what you get from me and what I do for you, and there's this exchange, but mostly what we learn through each other. That's the soul connection, and the relationships are moving towards that. So all relationships are about love, and how these relationships trigger us is another important factor, what is, you know, shifting inside of us. So the last thing I would recommend is to be flexible and open for everything. And this is what is important. So when people ask me, what do you think about this belief, you know, arising inside of me? Do you think it's like that? And I basically can't give them the answer, even if I would resonate with that, because these things are our own sacred experiences, you know. I can't say yes, you know, I can say yes, I resonate with what came out of you, you know, in your new self. But I can't really approve or disapprove, so to say. And what I also see is people who ask questions, oftentimes they seek only validation and confirmation, because mostly when they write, they already give themselves all the answers. Maybe they just don't realize it. But if you're one of them, know that they're already there, because the question, when it's being asked, already means that there's an answer there. That's what the question was asked in the first place. So remember, no separation. Relationships are changing, and all that we have to do is seek the triggers, recognize them, and then see what we can do in our direct physical experience to embody that. Okay, for now this is it, and I'll talk to you soon, and that's it. Bye.